Nowadays, it's like people go,
oh, E85 makes more power.
It's not like you have to convince them of that anymore. They just don't understand that there's a proper way to do it. When you race a car, there's always risk, right? Don't go racing unless you're willing to ride it off.
What's like the realistic like pros and cons of running E85?
Yeah, so like if it's a performance car and a day like something you need to run premium in, you're getting more performance, better and cleaner fuel for your engine. Like it's going to keep your engine cleaner. So, I mean, your advantages are it's a better fuel, it's cleaner, you run cooler. You know, if you're really ripping on it, it runs cooler. If you're just daily driving it, you probably won't even notice some of these things, but it's just a better fuel, you know, all around. We've had some people say that they save money doing it. It's just not something I promise to people. Certainly, depending on where you're at, like some stations, it's over $1 a gallon cheaper. I mean, really for me, I wish there was more of an option, and it would make life easier for the car enthusiasts if we just had gas and ethanol available. Like in Brazil, they have ethanol at the pump and gasoline at the pump, and you can choose. And really that makes the most sense in my mind, thinking of it from like a tuning perspective. That'd be great. You know, you can get either one of those at both stations. Like you just run on alcohol like all summer. Problem is you'd want to run some gas in the winter because it is your downside to E85 or a high ethanol blend fuel is starting it. We're running E98 and the TRX right now because of the sensor tests we're working on. And even when it's like 70 degrees outside, it's like, but you just put like 10% gas in that and it never has an issue. It just needs that little bit of gas, you know, for the vapor basically. There's no other real disadvantages to it. You're going to use more volume of fuel and cold start.
Now start.
Those are your disadvantages. So all the ProFlex Commander kits, we've tested that, and in the product categories we have info about it. Like we have dynos on literally every ProFlex Commander system we sell. So most of them, yes, you can just run it as is. And a lot of cars like with supercharger kits, a lot of the supercharger kits don't come with big enough injectors or a big enough fuel pump for that blower and E85. So those are some of the instances where we run into, you know, some really specific things. But yeah, if you have a C6 Corvette, you know, and you don't have everything under the sun done to it, yeah, just plug it in and go. There's nothing you have to change. But if you got a big cam and headers and an intake, you're probably going to need bigger injectors. We designed it as a plug and play, but you can modify beyond it being a plug and play. But most vehicles in stock form have enough overhead to run the 80. For most performance vehicles, we've definitely seen some, you know, like BMWs that like 50% is the max, right? But most of the M cars, like the M3s and the older M5s, they had plenty of overhead, but the non-M version of that same car definitely needed bigger injectors. When people have a lot of mods, we like to refer them to their dealers or their tuner. Upgrading your injectors and stuff is always a good way to go. We sell injectors for that purpose, so we're happy to help you out if your setup needs those kind of things. But when people have a E85 tune and they're driving to work and they need to get to work every day to make the payment on that car, it blows my mind that they would run an E85 tune. When you race a car, there's always risk, right? Don't go racing unless you're willing to ride it off. You know, when we started, people hated ethanol in E85. I mean, just like so against it. Like even if you're like, oh, it makes more power. And it wasn't just like, some people are like, oh, prove it makes more power, which is really easy to do with the dyno. You know, like it always makes more power. But then other people are just like, oh, it's gonna wreck your car. All these, you know, rumor things, you know, and it's like, nowadays it's like people go, oh, E85 makes more power. And it's not like you have to convince them of that anymore. They just don't understand that there's a proper way to do it. There's all kinds of things you can do. That doesn't mean it's the right way to do it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm on the page of like, with my cars, I don't want to be stranded. I've been stranded with an E85 tune before, and that's where I'm like, forget this. You get to the station, you're on E, oh, the pump's down, or they're out. And you're like, what am I gonna do now? You know, that sucks, right? That's where it's like, you can have all the performance and not have to worry about it. And I just think the word hasn't gotten out enough about there's a right way to do it.
You know, if someone is running flex fuel, do you even recommend them tuning it at all?
Sure.
Okay.
Of course, yeah. I mean, most vehicles from the factory are leaving something on the table and are really conservative. So obviously all our FlexLink stuff is for tuners. Like I'm not anti-tuner or anti-tuning at all. Everything needs to be dialed in, or people have different preferences on what dialed in means, what, air fuel ratio they want to run, what, on a lot of newer stuff, cam timing, your ignition timing. Like I said, there's a lot of controversy around the ignition timing, but ethanol really does not need and should not really have more ignition timing. If you dial in the car and it likes what it likes, that's what it should have. They have a gas tune on their scat pack. Yeah, throw a commander on there. Or you want to get a tune. Yeah, get a tune. You're going to make more power, right? If you picked up whatever the car is, 15 wheel horsepower with the Commander and E85, and you get a tune that'll give you, like I said, it always depends on the car and the tuner or whatever, it'll make another 15 horsepower. That's a real thing. Like a ProFlex Commander, it's going to pick up power, and a tune is going to pick up power. Those are kind of two separate things because the tune is dialing in the engine to make its power most efficiently. You can't be on pump gas and tune more horsepower than you're going to make on the E85. That's not possible. Everything in my mentality is that it's safe and it doesn't have potential issues, right? But yeah, for someone that wants to tune it right out on the ragged edge, you can do that and then still make it to grandma's. That 1 or 2 extra horsepower is not worth it. But I'm not trying to cut the fastest 8 mile it's just not I'm a road race guy. I like going around the corners. Like on this car right now, we have a restrictor on the front of it. And I don't care. It makes so much power, we don't even need all the power. So, that's a different story than the guy that's, looking for every last microsecond down the drag strip.